Hello, my name's James. I'm from RGT Cycling. I'm joined today by two giants of cycling who need little or no introduction. One of cycling's best one-day classic rider, winner of 6 cycling monuments, 3 of which were wins at the Tour, which is an event that gave him his nickname, Johan Museeuw, and CEO of Flanders Classics, owner and organizer of some of the world's best sporting events, including the Tour of Flanders and many World Cups, Thomas van der Spiegel. Firstly, I'm curious to know if I've got the pronunciations correct. And secondly, how are you guys doing?
Thomas, you start first.
Your pronunciation was pretty good, I have to say, James. So we're fine. We're preparing Sunday. And now with the cancelled Roubaix, I think we have the best event coming up of the spring. We always think it's the best event, but we're looking forward to Sunday, of course.
Excellent. Johan, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's still quite busy for me this week with Flanders. It's a strange situation that we are, but it's still busy for me. So this morning I did the Renaissance with Team Movistar. So every day I'm on the circuit, and every day I say how lovely here is Flanders and how lovely hills we have, Koppenberg, Patersberg, and all the hills that we have here. So yeah, I go every day out with the bike, and especially this week it was very sunny, and yeah, it was quite busy on the roads, and people respect everything, but it was fun to see that people come out, so it was fun for me.
It's been a strange time. I'm sure that the Flanders is one of the mainstays of people's lives, so it'd be great to keep it going this year particularly. So yeah, it's fantastic that Thomas and the team have managed to get it across the line this year too. So just a quick rundown today of what we're going to go through. We're going to have a quick chat about the Proximus Cycling eSeries, which is a partnership between Flanders Classics and Proximus. We're going to talk about the new RGT De Ronde Road, which is a road that's been produced with the guys at Flanders Classics. And then we're going to take some questions from the audience for Johan before having a group ride on the new De Ronde Road, which I'm looking at now as it fills up, with Johan himself. So in accordance with that schedule, Thomas, do you think it would be a good place for you to start to give us some detail on the partnership with Proximus and the e-cycling series and what you're going to achieve with that, and what it means to Flanders as a brand and that kind of thing? It'd be really good to get your understanding of it all.
Yeah, sure. First, I'd like to point out that Johan has a great location there. The jerseys that you see behind him are the Centrum Ronde van Vlaanderen, which is the museum that we have around our race, because I saw some people watching were looking at a collection of jerseys, so it's always worth a visit. Last year, when the first lockdown came, we decided to throw a virtual Tour of Flanders with the pros on the day that the regular Tour of Flanders was supposed to be held. And it turned out to be quite a success. It was a global success. Everybody was just happy to be able to watch cycling. But the remark that we often got was that the environment that the pros were riding in, and Greg van Avermaet won the virtual Tour of Flanders, that the environment that they were riding in wasn't quite familiar to the people that know Flanders. There were no cobbles, there were no typical farmhouses like the ones we have. So we knew we had to do something about that. We wanted to keep up the virtual cycling experiences that we fully support and that we want to invest in. So we went on the market and we found you guys. And of course, we're very happy with the collaboration with RGT, because I think it's the platform that stands out when it comes to realistic environments. And we really want to translate the Flanders feeling and the cobbles feeling onto our virtual platform, and that's when we started talking to you guys, and we're very happy, of course, with how things are going. We see growing popularity, and we wanted to launch this platform with challenges, with prizes, just to give people the occasion all around the world to experience Flanders and to experience our races all year long, and not just in spring, and especially in these times. Normally a lot of people come over for visits. I know you want to come badly as well, James. So we're very happy that we can build this platform and that we can offer challenges all year long with you guys that are held in Flanders. And of course, we're very happy and very proud of launching the Ronde, the Tour of Flanders challenge, and the new course that you will see is very realistic. I was very impressed with what you guys managed to do over the last couple of weeks. We were also under some time pressure. So we're very much looking forward to keep building on that and to keep adding roads and to have people experience Quaremont and Paterberg and maybe other roads in the future. So quite proud, and I think this is something that is very new and very challenging, and very much looking forward to all of these challenges and to what we're building together.
Yeah, brilliant. I think that the same can be said from our perspective as a brand. We're so excited to be working with you. It means a lot to us to be so close to the sport. All of us here, super keen cyclists, and to have the opportunity to meet with Thomas and Johan today. I know the whole team are envious of me being the guy sat here talking to Johan. And yeah, I mean, for us, it goes beyond the business element. It's just being part of something so unique and so fun and fantastic. It's yeah, I think we all very thankful to get the opportunity to be working with you guys. I think a nice point you made was about the road that we produced in partnership for this one, and I would like us to talk about that a little bit. And I don't know if any of you have had a chance to have a good look at it. I don't know, Johan, is it going to be a surprise for you? Are you riding it for the first time today? Do you know the course?
I know the course, and I know the real course. So I know quite good the old Quaremont, I know quite good the Patersberg. But now we do it virtual, so this is quite different. And yeah, I'm a little bit, I don't know what I have to expect, because rollers is also different than you get outside. I did it this morning 2 times old Quaremont and Patersberg. So I will do it now this evening another time. So that will be 3 times in a day. That's not bad for an old guy.
Plus the Paterberg as well. Thomas, have you had a chance to ride the course, or have you had a look at it yet?
I looked at it. Of course, I've been riding it in real life as well, quite often. I can tell you that you have a huge chance anytime you try it to see Johan in real life, because he's always out there. And at different speeds for my speeds, but I've looked at it. It's amazing. It's not just the Quaremont and Paterberg, but also the Ronde van Vlaanderenstraat. Looks really good. I think you guys did a great job there, and it's as close as you can get to the real thing, to be honest. It really gives you the feel. You have the monument of Karel van Wijnendale, which is the founder of Tour of Flanders. It's really in the challenge as well. You have all the huge pictures that are along the Ronde van Vlaanderenstraat with all the former winners. So it's really, really well done. And I didn't get a chance to be on my rollers today, but I will be checking it out tomorrow or the day after for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're like I said, we're really pleased with how it looks, and to be working with you guys on a De Ronde Flanders road in partnership with Flanders Classic, it means a lot to us, and we wanted to give it the respect that road deserves. It's infamous, famous. It's all things to many people. So yeah, having the opportunity to incorporate some of those landmarks that you just talked about, the artists had some good fun with it, and I know that actually they'd quite like to continue to work on that road and make it a little bit more immersive and bring some more bits in from the actual real world. So there's a cycling cafe en route, and I think they'd quite like to include the cycling cafe and have bikes outside and things like that. So
yeah, that goes with virtual beers as well then.
Yeah, it'd be cool if every time you did a lap you had to do a beer. That'd be quite nice. That'd be quite a nice thing to do, I think. So I've not been watching the in-stream chat, but I think it would be cool to take some questions from the users that are there for Johan. I know somebody's just put hard man extraordinaire. I don't think that's a question, Johan, but I don't think it's referring to me. I think it's probably talking about yourself. So I'm looking for questions. Any predictions for Sunday is the first question. Will we see long range attacks, as in many recent Flemish races? Probably where I thought we'd finish was with some race predictions. But Johan, what do you think for this? I mean, the question on everyone's lips is, Wout or Mathieu. I think maybe Julian Alaphilippe. But what do you think, Johan?
Yeah, we saw a little bit different races the last two than before, because before Alaphilippe and Wout van Aert and especially Van der Poel was dominate. He was out of everything. And the last two races, it was a little bit others and different than before. So we has a great victory at Asgreen, and we have yesterday a great victory with Dylan van Baarle. So tactical wise, there will be some strange thing the last days, and that's good for Tour of Flanders, because everybody was saying we have just 3 winners, and that's Alaphilippe, that's Wout van Aert, and Van der Poel. I see it different. We have a lot of winners, so it's open for everybody. And tactical wise, we will see a big race, a nice race. And I think the team of Lefevre will do something special, because I know him quite good. He is already thinking about 2 weeks about what he will do a tactical way. And I think they have the key to open the Tour of Flanders. But anyway, if everything stay like normal and together, and the last time Old Quaremo and Patersberg, I think they will go with 3 guys to the finish. And yeah, I think you will ask me who will win this year. I think Van Aert has a big chance to win. He won a great Glen Gevelhem. He was very relaxed. I see another race from Van Aert if he raced without Van der Poel. He is more on control, relaxed, and if he has to do the race the same with Van der Poel, he is a little bit nervous, and they look to each other. So it's a race in the race, and yeah, but Sunday they are all there, because it's one of the biggest races in the world, Tour of Flanders. So everybody wants to be there and wants to win, but not everybody have the chance to win. So maybe 50 riders.
It sounds a bit like it'll be a war of attrition, and as the race always is. In your experience, in your riding career, who was the rider that put you to the wall the most? Who turned the screw on you the most? Who made you feel like you were going out of the back? Who, like when you were in a riding through and off in a break or something? Who would you hate to be on the wheel of?
You know, I was always starting Flanders with condition, with a good condition, and in the morning, after breakfast, I say to myself, you have the most chance to win, and you're in a good shape, everything is okay, and just bad luck can take the victory to you. And you have to start like that in Tour of Flanders, because everybody know in each corner, in each part of the race, it can be something, also for the favorites. But yeah, you have to start without stress and a lot of concentration. And yeah, you have the key by yourself to win the Tour of Flanders. But we know it started in Antwerpen. In my generation, it was Bruges. And that's a long way to the finish. So yeah, it's a whole day stressful for the riders, for the team managers, for everybody, also for Thomas, I think so, for everybody. And everybody looks out for Flanders. So my rival was André Schmil, Bartoli, and other riders. So each generation have his rivals. And now it's good that Wout van Aert and Mathieu van der Poel, that there's a small battle. It's not really a battle, but it's sportive and it's good for cycling. And they do something different than my generation. They don't think about it. They go if they want. They go with the stomach. And if they think that it's time to go, they go. So that's good for cycling, that we have some guys like that. It was like Sagan a couple of years before. He was also racing like that. So yeah, it's a blessing from God.
Yeah, it's certainly changed. Racing certainly changed in the last 24 months with Mathieu and Wout and Alaphilippe and some of the other Belgians as well. And instead of being a procession on the front by Ineos or De Koenig in the classics, there's a lot more riding on feel. Even Pidcock recently is a similar sort of rider too, just deciding when to go when they feel good and not looking at the numbers quite so much. And it does feel like a good thing for the sport. So I'm just looking at some of the other questions here. Do you think the cancellation of Paris-Roubaix will change how riders approach the Tour of Flanders, Delonde? Yeah.
it's a shame that they cancel it, but okay, when it's not possible, it isn't possible, and we have to be happy with Flanders that they organize still the races. So we have to say thank you very much to the organization, and that's what riders also thinking about it. For me, it's a different Flanders and Roubaix. For me, Flanders is there and Roubaix is over there. And the difference is you have a lot of more cobblestones in Roubaix, and it's more suffering, and it's more crashes and punctures and everything. But as an old rider, you can still win Roubaix. As an old rider, you can't win Flanders. The example is Philippe Gilbert. He won Roubaix when he was a little bit older. You saw in the future also riders that are a little bit old, they can win Roubaix. Flanders, no. So it's a shame that we cancel again for the second time Roubaix. But maybe some ex-riders will be happy because there is still a record of 4. Tom Bonen and Roger de Vlaming have the record. And 2 years, no Roubaix, that's mean no victory for Van der Poel and no victory for Van Aert. So the record.
It kind of breaks the opportunity to get that record. It breaks it down a little bit, doesn't it? It makes it harder for those athletes to win consecutive years when they're in their prime right now. I should mention it's been rescheduled, not cancelled. I've just had somebody in the group chat. It's been rescheduled, not cancelled, and that's a good point. Actually, it has been rescheduled and not cancelled. So looking at another question, so this is specifically about the Proximus Cycling challenge, and there's a question as to whether or not we'll be hosting a Flanders challenge as part of the Proximus Cycling series. I think that's maybe someone on the team slipping a little question in there sideways. But Thomas, you know that, right? That we're doing another challenge with you guys for the Proximus Cycling series, and one of those will be a challenge road, one of those will be a race, and some group rides this evening as well with Johan.
Yeah, for sure. As from April 3rd, we're gonna have the Tour of Flanders challenge that we're all looking forward to. You can win nice prizes as well. So we have some incentives, and I think it's a great way just to discover the road again, because the road is really good.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Another question about the event that's taking place this weekend. We always talk about the favourites and who we think is going to do it. Who do you think the outsider is? Who's the long shot that you could see winning that's being underestimated right now? I mean, it is always the big three, or maybe there's a few more in that list, but everyone is talking about Wout and Mathieu. Is there an outsider chance that you can see someone pulling off a ride and that we're not talking about right now?
You ask it to me or to Thomas?
That's to you. Sorry, Johan. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. To be honest, yesterday I have voted on Van Baarle because in the morning I vote always 3 guys, and I have voted to Van Baarle, Pollitt as well, and Seneschal, and 3 of these guys are in. So maybe one of these 3 guys will be in also in Flanders. And what I say before, a couple weeks before, everybody was afraid about Van der Poel and Van Aert, and it's a little bit change. They know that they can win, and also Van Avermaet was in a good day yesterday. So I hope he will win one day also Flanders, because for the moment he hasn't got yet the Tour of Flanders on his palmarès. But it can be also a young guy. Why not? Like Garcia Acosta from the Movistar team. I say this morning to him, okay, you don't believe in yourself, but you have to believe in yourself if you're at the start, and if you're maybe in a good breakaway and you're just eating and drinking and you wait a little bit and you save energy, you can win also the race. So you have to start to win the race, but it's always the sport director who say what you have to do. And
I suppose you're never going to win unless you believe you can win, because you're never going to put yourself.
If Christoph wins on Sunday, it will be a surprise.
Yeah, yeah.
You never know with him. He was already a few times there, and you never know with him. It's a Viking. Normally, no, but he has a small chance to win. You know, you don't know.
If he's there at the end, there's a very good chance, isn't there? I mean, he's still a quick man, and I think he always, until he isn't riding anymore, he's always going to pose a threat if he's there at the end. You could see the teams, if he was in the group, pushing those kind of sprinters out in the last 20 or 30k. But yeah, it'd be an amazing thing for somebody like Christoph to do that and come back at this point and take the win. Johan, I'm going to ask you another question about something different, not related to the Tour of Flanders. And it was asked by a user, a watcher early on, about the place that esports might have in this future of the sport of cycling. And at the moment, it's been a very popular part of the sport, and it's growing really quickly. There's other products out there that people are engaging on and racing on all the time. Where do you think it has a place in racing as an additional discipline? Do you think it's convenient right now because COVID is a problem? What do you think about cycling as an e-sport?
It was a bad line, so I didn't hear quite well. I heard something about COVID problem, or?
No, so I was asking about your thoughts on cycling being an e-sport, being a virtual sport. Do you think there is a place for cycling?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah, I have to say, in my generation, I did a lot of rollers. But it's not the same like now. Now you have the Wahoo rollers. It's really great. It's really special. And if you say to me in the 80s, you will race on the rollers to everybody around the world, then I will say you are crazy. Now we will do it, and it's really nice to do it. So yeah, I still love it. I love also outside, but for example, like Thomas, he has to work a lot, and if he come home, he can do some rollers an hour. Sometimes I'm him outside as well. No, it's really something great for people that has a hard job and to want at home or everywhere some sport 1 hour, or 1 hour and a half. So and it's a little bit competition. So and with virtual, if you see the old Quarmo and if you see the Patersberg, you think you do the Flanders by yourself, eh?
Yeah, it's great.
And at the end, you have to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's really a good platform for everybody. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's personally, I think it's a great thing. I wouldn't be with RGT if I didn't. Now is a good time, by the way, just to call as a reminder to anybody that's looking to get into the group ride to log on to the event. I can see there's about 100 people join the group ride so far. But yeah, now is the time to start making your way through. And shortly, we're going to have to bring this to an end. But I think just before we go, I would like to put that same question to Thomas as well about esports and its future within cycling. Even up to a professional World Tour standard level, and right down to just general enthusiastic racers like myself that just like to get on and knock it up. What are your thoughts about it all, Thomas?
Well, the thing is that we used to be a company that was relevant only in spring, and virtual allows us to be relevant all year long and to reach people that aren't, because I think Flanders is about anybody's bucket list. You go there once, maybe twice in your life if you come from far, if you come from around the globe. Now it gives us an opportunity to show what Flanders is about all year long, and you don't have to. Some people come every year, especially from the Netherlands, from France, from the UK. But some people from South America or the US or Australia, they come once in their lives. But I think it's a great combination of both. It's the best of both worlds, and I think it will have its place in our business model in the future as well. To keep offering the Flanders experience to people around the globe. So we're very enthusiastic about it, and I think it really has its place within cycling, and the next step will be, because there's a lot of effort, but I think on a professional level we can still take many steps, and we dream of live events with crowds not just people only at home, but people really gathering and riding together and some type of festival atmosphere. So we really think that virtual cycling can be the next 6 days. 6 days are really popular here on the track, and I think virtual within a few years, like Johan said, if in the 80s you would have said that we would be doing this, everybody would have said you're crazy. Well, I think within a few years, virtual can really be the new 6 days experience.
So with I'm just trying to work that forward with the advent of the World Championships from an esports perspective this year. Do you see, and last year, do you see a virtual Tour of Flanders from which qualifications could be done from throughout from all over, and people could compete on the virtual Tour of Flanders, and there could also be a professional element to that? I mean, do you see it will go as being that far, where there could be virtual equivalents always to real world events?
No, I really see it like a global qualification for a virtual Tour of Flanders, and then just bringing people together to ride the finals and to ride the real championship. So we really believe that we can make that happen within a few years.
That's incredible. Well, hopefully we'll be part of that. There's a question here from Bart Peters. I'm going to ask it because we're a bit like that way on. But do you think Flanders Classics will ever work with Zwift?
I think we're I think we're doing quite well together, and I think the openness and the transparency that we have shown to work together is something that we couldn't. And better than me, it was very hard to get the same type of effort from Zwift. And we really appreciate what you guys are doing, and we had your platform tested by many people, and everybody's really enthusiastic about it. So I think it's a better alternative for Zwift even.
Thank you. That could have backfired. I think with that in mind, it's about time for us to wrap up. So Thomas, thank you very much for joining us. Johan, thank you very much for being here as well and answering our questions. And I will see you in just a moment on the group ride.
Okay.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'll see you again soon.
Have fun, guys.
Bye.
I'll try. I'm expecting any moment now, by the magic of technology, this will disappear and we will have the live stream. Okay.
Should you be getting on your bike?
Yeah.
End of the race. Yeah. Heb ik die nog nodig hier? All right.
Oh. Hey, Johan.
Hey, hello there. How are you? How are you?
I'm all right. I had some fun on the final. My hair, look at that. I had some fun on the final climb.
Me too.
How did you find it?
I was, and the start it was difficult for me. I didn't warm quite up. I did this morning 100k. So I say I don't have to warm up, but the first lap was quite difficult for me. And then I was coming in a group, and it was a little bit racing between me, I think so.
I really enjoyed that. It was a pleasure to ride with you. I'm surprised how difficult it was. I mean, it was a typical virtual group ride, I think, where things tend to get a bit more difficult than in real life, but it was really good fun. I stretched my legs on the second climb up the Quermont, and then I nearly got dropped on that flat section after the first rise, and I had to work really hard to get back on as well. I was with you most of the ride, though. It was great. I really enjoyed it. It's really good.
It's a little bit tactical way also, eh? So in the beginning you don't know how you have to do it, and if like in the descent, if you wait a little bit, then you can going with the front guys, and it's a little bit tactical way also. That's really fun.
It's kind of it's a big part of what RGT is about, is that realism in racing and the drafting and the braking for collision avoidance and cornering. The whole races and the group dynamics, they just play out differently to a lot of the other platforms. So you get that sense, and I'm glad you noticed that. You kind of get that sense of what it's like, and technical racing is like it's a really good thing to have in virtual sport. So I thought it was great. I'm curious to know how that kind of compares to the real world equivalent, because I've never been fortunate enough to ride the Quermont. I've been at the Paterberg, but never the Quermont. So, what was your kind of take on the environment? Did it feel pretty good?
Yeah, if you look to the watts, it's the same watt that I have pushed this morning. Of course, you don't have the cobblestones, so it's not rough. You don't have the drilling and the cobblestones. So, but it's really I did 320 watts. So this morning I did the same.
That's great. That's really good to know as well. Sorry, go on.
Also with the Wahoo in the front, you go up and down. It's for me the first time that I'm using it. It's really great. I want it as well. So I have to
that innovation, that kind of rise and fall innovation.
It's really fun.
And it's really important for training, because you obviously work different muscle groups when you're at an angle. So as you're inclined going upwards, you work in different muscle sets. So if you're training for specific climbs or specific portions of an event or something like that, a product like the Wahoo Kicker bike is absolutely brilliant, because it recreates
like on the Patersbaan. It's at the real steep pace that's going up and going up and then it's go a little bit down again and a little bit up again. So that's really that's fun.
Yeah, it really senses that kind of that movement, and it gives you a great kind of feeling for the road. I mean, I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that you'd when you were riding around? I mean, I waved to you when we went past your big billboard image at the side of the road, which I thought was a really nice touch as well, being able to see you up there and ride with you at the same time. I thought it was great. We had 150 people join us or thereabouts, but I think there was some more that would have liked to have got there had they had the time of day to do so. I think it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
I have fun. So now I'm a little bit tired this morning and now. So
okay, I think
a glass of red wine and a pint.
I've got a Leffe waiting for me.
Or Quermont. Quermont is better.
Quermont. Well, I've got both actually. Some friends bought me a Belgian beer box, so I've got both. So yeah, actually, it's a good idea. I'll dip into the Quermont. they're both excellent.
Yeah.
So I shall give it a go.
If
I
I
think
go out with people and afterwards we do a terrace and they drink something and they ask to me, hey, what do you want? And they ask, hey, we want a beer of cycling, and that's Quarmo beer. So yeah.
always Quermont.
They make the same level as the alcohol, like the Quarmo, 6.5, eh?
6.5, same as the average grading, isn't
That's
it?
also the average of the Quarmo, and the beer is the same level as the alcohol.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So if you come to Belgium, we will drink some couples.
I will hold that, and maybe one day when all of this is over, we can share a beer over some cobbles, or some cobbles over a beer. I'm not quite sure which way around. I'm curious. Did you see the image of yourself on the billboard at the top?
Yeah, but I see it a lot. So if you come from this side, you see me, you see Eddy Merckx, you see Le Mans. From the other side, you see Van Hooijdonk, you see Cancellara, and you see Tom Bonham. So
And Tom Simpson.
And Tom Simpson, yeah, Tom Simpson the first with his Peugeot jersey.
Yeah,
that's
in
really
that
one
iconic
of the
Peugeot kit.
Beautiful jersey ever, the Peugeot jersey.
Yeah.
So
it's up there with.
It's really I passed a lot over there, and it's every day a little bit not different and strange, but yeah, if you see yourself and on the road as well, and at the monument you see also the cobblestone with your head on. So give me always a nice feeling. It's not like an orgasm, but pretty.
I think we'd quite like to get all the names on the road in the same way, the Hall of Fame, all the winners on the road, and then we could immortalize you further in that. Just one more thing before we move on, because I'm going to give a rundown of what the Proximus Cycling Series has got coming up and some details of some RGT events in a moment. But I'm just looking behind you at all those absolutely incredible jerseys. There's some super stylish stuff there. I don't see La Vie Claire and I don't see the Peugeot jersey, but whereabouts are you? What's the pain cave? What's the setting for this?
Yeah, that's all the jerseys that they have here in the museum, and some couples are from mine, from Saroni, also from Freddie Martens, Guido Rijbroek, Frans Verbeek, also Italian. There's one of Patrick Lefevre, Marc. That's really an old one. So yeah, some friends, Once, the team of Jalabert, Motorola, the team of Lance Armstrong, Virenque, Bunyo, yeah, a lot of old jerseys.
There are
That's great now, that old jerseys, as a rider. In my generation, I say I don't want that old jerseys anymore. Put it away. And now everybody wants it. So
they're style icons. They're absolute style icons. I mean, you mentioned Peugeot jersey earlier on, and I mentioned the La Vie Claire. I think it's La Vie Claire, isn't it? The Look jersey, which was based on the La Vie Claire dress design, I think. But those kind of, they're icons now. The most
beautiful jersey is the Mappé jersey.
Is the what one?
The Mappé jersey. The Mappé jersey.
Of course.
With all the colors.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I would like to thank you very much for joining us this evening on RGT Cycling with Proximus Cycling Series and the Flanders Classics folks. For me, it's been a great experience to meet you, and on behalf of everyone at RGT and our community, thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
For me, it's also a pleasure. So good evening to everybody, to you, and yeah, we wait for
I'll hold you to that beer.
The win of Tour of Flanders. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Good evening.
So, good evening. Yeah, good evening. So I'll take you guys now through what is coming up with the Tour of Flanders Proximus Cycling Series. So on the 3rd, we have a Tour of Flanders race, which is the women's race. And that's at 10 Central European time. And then on the same day at 11, we have a Tour of Flanders race for the men. So we've got the men's and women's race. And then we have the Tour of Flanders Challenge, which starts on the 5th and finishes on the 18th. And during that period on the Tour of Flanders Challenge, you can choose to enter the challenge road at any time. And to do that, you need to be registered with both RGT Cycling and the Proximus Cycling Series. To register for the Proximus e-cycling series, you'll need to go to the Proximus e-cycling website. I'm frantically Googling that now, so I can give you the website address. You can all hold with me. I'm still suffering from being handed to myself by Johan Museeuw, Proximus Cycling Challenge, e-cycling challenge. Here we go. So the address is pretty straightforward, actually. It's proximuscyclingseries.com. And when you go there, you get the opportunity to log into the Proximus platform, and that will automatically enter you into the RGT cycling events. On offer, we've got some lifetime memberships for RGT cycling. We've got some Wahoo kit. We've got some Deronda kit. We've got some nice stylish clothing as well for me. So it's all on offer, and there's some nice prizes to be won there. I think the only thing left for me to say is, oh no, one more thing. We've got also celebrating the Flanders with our own version, our own celebration of everything that is Belgium in Ali Belgie, which is another set of Belgium events. So we've got our own challenge road, and we've got our own cycling events as well taking place on RGT Cycling too. So we have a month-long Belgium extravaganza. The only thing we don't have is the beer and Fritz, but you can get your own. So yeah, all that's left for me to say is thank you very much, everybody, this evening. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves, and we shall see you all again very soon.